Hi. I just want to add a few extra things here. My sister, who's taping this for you, she asked me to talk about a couple other things that happened over there, just for interesting values, whatever. I noticed it was really interesting that once the actual war started, the first night, on the enlisted side, the guys like I am that were working on the planes and not the pilots, obviously, we kind of got divided into two kind of groups of people. The about a half the people were kind of my mindset. We were just glad to see the war start because we knew it was finally going to be the end. We're going one way or the other. Either we're going to go home, we're going to die, but something's going to happen. But at least something is beginning. The other group of people, for the most part, all of a sudden needed something to fall back on to become strong. They were terrified, and they instantly got religion. I mean, I'm not trying to knock religion, and I know people need things to make them strong, but all of a sudden they needed something to fall back on, and it was interesting dynamic to see between the two groups of people. The more interesting group of people were the pilots the first night when they came back. When they're flying their missions over Baghdad, there were so many tracers and anti-aircraft guns shots in the sky that it was like they could almost walk on them. I mean, it was crazy. To the point the pilots came back from the first set of sorties, they were really divided into two groups. Most of the older pilots, the majors and above, they came in and the majority of them looked like they had seen a ghost. I mean, they were almost white. They were shaking. They had a hard time talking, and they just said that was the scariest thing they'd ever done in their life. And then we'd have the younger pilots walk in who had grown up, playing video games like we do now, and they walked in and they were just ecstatic. They thought it was the greatest video game they'd ever played, and they were excited to go back out and do it again and again. And the looks they were getting from the older counterparts was like, I can't believe you kids are ready to do this again. But it takes a big toll, and people handle it in a big time different way over there. And I just thought I'd add that to what I already told you. I hope this helps out.
No, the pilot.
Oh, yes. Sorry. We did lose two planes while we were over there. Our sister section, which also flew jets over there, they lost one plane, and the pilots didn't get out. They were killed during the war. We lost a plane on the second set of goes that night, and it was our wing commander, Colonel David Everly. He actually his plane was actually hit and shot down, and he and his Wizzo, his weapons officer in the back, they were captured and were prisoners of war. They actually got part of their story was actually on a TV show shown on the American History Channel called Gulf War Inside the Kill Box. I think there's a book written about him too about it. But anyway, when they got back in the States, he gave a speech about his experiences over there here in the States. We did get him back, by the way, and he's fine. But he was telling us about his experiences. It was a pretty scary situation over there for them. But they didn't crack. They told him what they did. And what made it really nice and special for us is after his speech that he gave in the officers club there, I went up to go, talk to him, and he actually remembered me. He was one of those kind of people that just remembered everybody, and he was a super great guy. And the night that he got shot down, that was when the war really felt personal to us. The first set of goes, we didn't lose anybody, and everybody's like, well, this is, whatever. But when we found he had been shot down, that just really cranked us up, and we really wanted to stick it to him, if you want to put it that way. But he was a really good guy, and I'm glad we got him back.